heard this thing on the radio the other night. It said a British tourist has been shot dead in New York by a 46-year-old man who has not yet been named. 46 years old and he still hasn't been named. What have that guy's parents been thinking of, eh? I don't know about you, I reckon if I have kids I'll probably name them, because all these people you read about in the papers that haven't been named, they all turn out to be murderers, don't they? I tell you what gets me about murders, right, is that any time there's like a really horrendous murder, the police detective that's in charge of the case will have like a press conference. And he'll come in the telly and he's always really shocked. And he'll go, "This is the most horrendous, the most disgraceful, disgusting murder I've ever seen in all my 25 years in the police force." And they always say something like that. And you sort of think to yourself, well, they can't all be the worst one. I wish that just once you get someone coming on and going, "Oh, this one was a piece of piss, actually." Really disappointing. All he'd done was strangled her and left her under the floorboards. I'd be surprised if we even bother looking for the bastard. It's like, often we don't have the words to sum that sort of stuff up, don't we? You know, the sort of emotions like pain and fear and disillusionment. We say we don't have the words for that. I think we shouldn't bother. What I think we should have is just a noise that we make when we feel bad. And I've got one. It's in The Empire Strikes Back. You know the bit where they capture Han Solo and Leia and Chewbacca and that, right? And they're just about to freeze Han Solo into that big lump of carbonite. And just as they do it, it cuts back to Chewbacca, and Chewbacca goes, doesn't that say it all? Pain, fear, disillusionment. I think we should all start using that in our lives, right? Starting tonight, right, we're all going to have a metaphorical Wookiee group hug. OK? So on a count of 3, right, I want everyone here and everyone at home, right, to concentrate on a painful experience that you've had, perhaps a childhood experience at the hands of an overly friendly uncle. Anything you like, really. And on a count of 3, we'll all externalise that inner pain. OK, I promise this will make you feel better. 1, 2, 3. Didn't that make you feel better? It made me feel better. If no one had done it, I'd have looked like an absolute arse, wouldn't I? Do it in your lives, right? If you go to a pub tonight and you've missed last orders and you can't get served, don't argue with the bar staff. Just turn around your mates with your empty glass and go, do it at the football! Wouldn't it be great if your team got relegated and you had 40,000 people all together going, And women, right? It's particularly good for women. If you're going out with some guy and you've decided that he's a bit of an arse, you want to get rid of him, next time you're in bed together, pretend that that's the noise you make when you come. He'll be out of there like a shot, won't he? Either that or he'll find it strangely arousing. I'm always fascinated, you know, that women have a whole sort of early warning system for coming. You know, there's a crescendo of noise, and you sort of know where you are. Whereas men just sort of maintain a grim-faced silence, don't they? Yeah, your only clue with men that they're going to come is that they get faster. I think it's our basic insecurity. Even when we're getting laid, we're thinking, for God's sake, please let me come before she changes her mind.
If you ever see any couple, right, walking beside any stretch of water, it is inevitable that sooner or later he will pretend to push her into the water, right? Now, he isn't going to, it's a joke, right? He goes, "Good, Sherry, you're going to go in the water." "Get up, Harry, get up." "You'll go in the water and then you'll be all wet." "No, get off my top." Right? And then he sweeps her off her feet in his big, strong, tattooed arms. Chelsea, right? She's kicking her white high-heeled shoes, beating on his chest, going, "Put me down, Perry, you bastard!" Right? So he puts her down, and it's always then that she gives him a look as if to say, "Oh, what kind of a crazy lunk have I got myself involved with this time?" And then they kiss, right? Now, the last time I witnessed this obscenity, I thought, that's enough. So what I did is I hid behind a bush, right, beside the water. Now, I knew I was going to be there for a while, you know, so I had a flask, sandwich, small stool, and I hadn't bought any tissue paper, so I was sort of stuck there for I had to use the leaves off the bush, you know, it was a holly bush as well, so it was... Anyway, then this couple, they come along, and I came from behind the bush, ran at them and pushed the fuckers into the water, and they both drowned and died. That's what I call a joke. Anyway, I was waiting for a bus the other day, and, you know, we've all been there, you know what it's like. You know, you wait for about 5 minutes, and then one comes along. Anyway, the bus stopped. And I got in the bus and it's going along... Well, I didn't get in the bus, I got on the bus, you know. So we're going along and, you know, if I got on the bus, it'd be a bit... and watch out for them low bridges. Anyway, we're going along and noticed opposite me, right, there's this pregnant woman sitting there, all pregnant. And I was thinking to myself, she must have had sex with a man. Anyway, she goes into labour. She goes into labour on the bus, right? Lactate, water's burst. I thought, bloody hell, we've got a situation here. I was running around the bus and saying, excuse me, situation here. I said, is there a doctor on the bus? Fortunately for the woman, there was a doctor on the bus. Unfortunately for the woman, he was only a doctor of philosophy. And all he could do for her practically was to tell her that the birth of her child was a meaningless event in a quintessentially hostile cosmos. Didn't stop him having a look at her fanny, though, I noticed that. Of course, a bus is a mode of transport, and so's a train. I was on a train the other day, and we're going along, and suddenly the carriage door bursts open, this big fat bloke comes, he's pissed out of his head, he's got all sick down his front, he's got the can here, he's swearing at everyone, he's got his knob hanging out of his trousers. He comes out to my seat and he goes, tickets, please.
Yes, that's right. It was a British Rail employee.
Anyway, then, right, at the end of the carriage, right, this astronaut came in. This astronaut, you know, so, oh, I thought, what's an astronaut doing in here? Now, it turned out he'd wandered in from another joke by mistake. And I thought, cheek of it, you know, swanning into my train routine without a punchline.
Too tired tonight, I'm really, because I've been fighting with the kid all day. You know, very boring, because these fights, they always end up exactly the same. I hate you, I'm running away, and you'll never see me again, and then you'll be really, really sorry. Mind you, I only ever get as far as the pub. So this kid I've got a 7-year-old, you know, so she's 7. Obviously, we had to have a party to celebrate the fact I hadn't put a pillow over her face. Kids' parties, they're a fucker, aren't they? It was a couple of months ago, I've still got a migraine. Kids today, they're so spoilt, they're so bloody spoilt. Mine is completely ruined. That's because I've cut her fringe really badly. Well, you're not allowed to smack him, so just give him a crap haircut. Take that, bitch! So she's having the 7th birthday party, right? All her mates come over. I think, Christ, what am I going to do with this mob? I took them down to cinema, went to see that film 7. I thought that would be suitable. It was, they loved it. Very educational, helps with accounting, you know. I thought, well, that's enough, surely. But no, they all expected going home bags, party bags. This is very expensive, I've got vodka to buy. I've sorted this one out. You know those gas-fired disposable lighters? You can get 6 of those for £1 where I live. That's that sorted, isn't it? Balloon, lighter, piece of cake. Now, fuck off, fuck off. Kids today, they get all the breaks, don't they? Us grown-ups, we don't get to go home with a party bag. Not unless you get off with me. All the men in the studio audience, I can hear their sphincters tightening. So, like, for her birthday, right, she wants a pet. Like she hasn't already got thousands of head lice. So, I get her this rabbit, and the man says it's a dwarf rabbit. It's about as much dwarf rabbit as I am natural blonde. Fucking enormous, enormous. It's my fault I got it out the back of Exchange and Mart. I think it's 2 rabbits welded together. It's this grey, big, furry, white thing. It's exactly the same as the pair of slippers I got for Christmas last year, which led to an unfortunate incident when I came home pissed the other night. I can tell you, I was pulling, I was tugging, I was pulling. It was giving me this look as if to say, take your foot out my bumhole, woman, will you? And it's got these really long, floppy, silky ears. Guess what she calls it? She calls it Flopsy. I said to her, why do you call it Flopsy? Oh, ye of so little imagination. She said, because it can't maintain an erection. I said, how do you know? She said, because it's a girl, you stupid cow. Kids today, they grow up quick, don't they? Mine's at home at the moment making a detox centre for Barbie. Out of cornflake boxes. I said to her, so how come Barbies are lush all of a sudden? She said, well, you'd be on the piss if your boyfriend had no cock.